How's it going? And welcome to the live. Welcome. Mais pas occupé parce que. Welcome, guys. Welcome. How's it going? Welcome to this live tonight, guys. Woman mysteriously dies in Haiti, guys. Came to Haiti to get in touch with her roots. As you come in, guys, please share the live. Please share the live. I'm just making it in, so I do apologize. I'm late tonight. But tonight this is definitely a discussion. So thank you guys for tuning in. As you come in, don't forget to please hit the like button and share the live. How's it going? Happy hump day. And as we get the live started to show you guys, let me take you guys to it. I want to thank the three people who each donated $50 for a plywood. And I want to give you guys an update. And we also got two 2x4s, 16 length, to be able to put them up. So I'll give you guys an update on that. But it is always good to show you guys where exactly your donations go. So I just want to thank you guys. Jordan, bonsoir, bonsoir avec tout moun mwen yo, bonsoir. Comment nou ye, pa bliye pou nou partager live là. Pendant nous ap commencé, pendant ou ap entre. Bagay yo grav. Jean nous dit, pa bliye guys, pou nou partager live là. Partager. Please share the live, guys. Let me see if I can find it live and also share the live. And don't forget, guys, as you tune in, to please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Today, guys, we have this lady's story. Let me play this.
Well, tonight we're learning more about a Charlotte woman who died while on a Voodoo spiritual retreat in Haiti. Her son says Dana Jackson went down to Haiti on July 1st and was supposed to return on July 26th, but that never happened. WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining me in the studio tonight. And Austin, the son tells you things aren't adding up here.
Yeah, that's right. This is the last text that Timothy Jackson received from his mother. That was on July 12th. He was supposed to hear from her 9 days after on the 21st, but Timothy says that's what he's being told right now about what happened, how, when. It's all not adding up. It's a trip Timothy Jackson was hesitant to support.
Truthfully, honest answer, I was a little uneasy.
His mom, Dana Jackson, had been researching voodoo spiritual practices for over 4 years.
She felt called to do voodoo.
And she wanted to take the next step, becoming a priestess, signing on for a spiritual retreat to Haiti. Flying from Charlotte to Miami and then into Haiti.
She was going down there. She went down there on July 1st.
With her son worried about the political unrest and intense climate on the island, they agreed they'd stay in contact as much as possible.
We talked, and she told me she was fine and she was okay. Once they actually got to their location, she would talk to me. We would text, even if it was once a day.
Screenshots from the app WhatsApp showing she made it there on July 1st.
So our last conversation or last text I received from her was on July the 12th. She let me know that they were going to church the following day to pray for her. I knew that this last part of the ceremony, she wouldn't be able to talk, or she wouldn't have access to her phone, which I did a little bit of research before and after, and that's kind of common.
But she assured him she'd message him on the 21st.
On the 21st, I waited, and then on the 22nd, it's like I had an eerie feeling. When I woke up, I checked my phone, and I didn't have any messages in WhatsApp.
On July 22nd, Timothy received a call from his grandfather saying his mother had died.
I pulled up her itinerary, and I called, the lady in charge, Mambo Mod, but I asked her, what happened. And, they kind of asked me, well, how much did I know?
He says the woman told him his mother completed the ceremony but got sick. She had strokes and seizures. But later, the story changes, and he was told she had an asthma attack.
The way that my mom takes her health serious, if she would have had an asthma attack, she would have tried to see if she could have went to someone's hospital.
The death certificate came weeks later, and Timothy says it had additional red flags.
And it doesn't even look like it was written with like a decent pen, so like the ink was running out.
It shows Dana's time of death at 6:30 in the morning on July 22nd, but doesn't list a cause of death. He also couldn't get any confirmation where her body was, and learned from Haitian officials she had been moved 3 times.
We were not even getting any clear information.
I reached out to Monbo Mod and left a message trying to get more clarity on the timeline, but did not hear back.
I feel like they manipulated and lied to my mom, and then I feel like they're doing the same thing to me, and that's why I can't be quiet about it any longer.
A lot of unanswered questions, right?
Guys, thank you for tuning in. 29 in the house, 3 likes. Don't forget as you come in, guys, to please hit the like button and please share. This story is another sad story, and what's sad is hearing stories like this coming out of Haiti. But as a content creator living in Haiti, I am constantly putting out content to tell you guys on what to do and what not to do coming into Haiti. And right here, I want to say I'm going to speak my opinion on it, guys, and my opinion only. And my opinion doesn't make anything a fact. If you agree or disagree, challenge the subject and not just me directly. For one, guys, as someone who is an American coming into Haiti that don't have any ties into anyone in Haiti, you should be very, very mindful. And if you are coming into Haiti to visit, especially at a time like this, let it be that your stay will not be such a long stay like that, and that you are around trusted people. Hearing this story, one of the first red flags for me is why make such a big decision knowing there is a huge language barrier where you will be around huge crowds of people in these spiritual voodoo ceremonies where you do not speak the language? That is something that is a huge thing against you. For those who are watching, for me, I don't indulge in certain things in Haiti. And, my cousins would joke that I say I don't believe in certain things. But for you guys around the world, I want you guys to know and understand that voodooism is real in Haiti. I get to listen to people and their stories on a daily, telling about their experience with voodooism and how people have put voodoo on them and how rituals have been done. And these type of things are very, very serious. So you have to be very, very mindful, guys, when coming into Haiti and getting yourself involved into these type of things. It is sad because now I am sure my condolences goes out to her son, because I can only imagine how he feels. But there was red flags all over, guys, with this story. Red flags all over. For one, let's keep in mind you are an American, a foreigner in a country such as Haiti. Now, I love Haiti and I am constantly promoting for you to visit Haiti, for you to, but all in the same token, I am not one of those content creators that's delusional, that's solely pushing the objective of coming to Haiti, and not tell you about some of the red flags you should watch out for, be attentive to, and pay attention to, especially before you even leave out of the safety of your home and into coming getting on a plane and actually coming into Haiti, guys. Haiti is a different type of place. It is naturally, when you coming into Port-au-Prince, you already have the instability for you to worry about and protect yourself from. But when you decide to come in and get yourself involved into certain rituals, guys, that is another thing. In Haiti, these things are very serious. No, guys, as you come in, please share the live, and I encourage you guys to also interact. Let me know what you guys think about the American that mysteriously died in Haiti during her initiation and this voodoo ritual. What got me too, guys, and like I said, as we start the live, this is my opinion and my opinion only, guys. I'm not God, I'm here to love everybody, but I am just sharing some of my knowledge with you guys. So as I was watching this, the clipping, he also shared that his mother shared that she'd be going to church and that she'd be contacting him after church, right? Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back. One second, guys. Getting the internet to work. Internet doing whatever it wants to do. So, in Haiti, guys, having Haitian parents, one of the things my mother would always share is saluer tout moun mwen yo, ma bay li en créole tout, parce que m konen en créole nou ka kompren sa. Men gen bagay ki di nan kulti haisyen pa gen nan mitan. Se lan ou la ou bien ou la. Ou pa gen nan mitan. E sa ki trist too, what is sad, there's no in the middle, guys. Either you here or you there. And what's sad is hearing that she shared with, I'm wondering, I don't know. I want to replay this story again because I kind of don't want to feel like I'm the one hearing something that I should not have heard. But he is sharing. Hold on.
Well, tonight we're learning more about a Charlotte woman who died while on a voodoo spiritual
One more
retreat.
time, guys. One more time.
Dana Jackson went down to Haiti on July 1st and was supposed to return on July 26th, but that never happened.
That's another big no-no. July 1st to the 26th. I only encourage people to make this type of decision, this type of drastic vacation to Haiti, when you already have pre-established relationships in Haiti. You already have family and you grew up in the area. Just a foreigner visiting, let your first visit be no more than a week. Get to know your surroundings, get to know some people, build a relationship gradually before making such drastic vacation.
WCNC Charlotte's Austin Walker joining me in the studio tonight in Austin. The Sun tells you things aren't adding up here.
Yeah, that's right. This is the last text that Timothy Jackson received from his mother. That was on July 12th. He was supposed to hear from her 9 days after on the 21st, but Timothy says that's what he's being told right now about what happened, how, when. It's all not adding up. It's a trip Timothy Jackson was hesitant to support.
Truthful, honest answer, I was a little uneasy.
His mom, Dana Jackson, had been researching voodoo spiritual practices for over 4 years.
She felt called to do voodoo.
And she wanted to take the next step, becoming a priestess, signing on for a spiritual retreat to Haiti. Flying from Charlotte to Miami and then into Haiti.
She was going down there. She went down there on July 1st.
With her son worried about the political unrest and intense climate on the island, they agreed they'd stay in contact as much as possible.
We talked, and she told me she was fine and she was okay. Once they actually got to their location, she would talk to me. We would text, even if it was once a day.
Screenshots from the app WhatsApp showing she made it there on July 1st.
So our last last text I received from her was on July the 12th. She let me know that they were going to church the following day.
Okay, so she let me know that they were going to church the following day. So, guys, this is why I always tell people, I love everyone. You're going to have, at some point, you pretty much have to pick a side. And I know that I may have some people who are watching that may disagree with this. But why do I say that? See, I know growing up in America, a lot of the times people, we want to experience with this, we want to experience with that. And everything is really like a fun and game because we're just experiencing, and then we go from here into the church and then we jump there and we back there. But I am giving you guys a Haiti scenario. And matter of fact, tonight I would like to invite you guys to share your opinion as to what you think. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get the link so I can share it with you guys as we get into the show. All right, guys, I'm back. All right, guys. So let me see if I can get on here and share the link so that if you guys have an opinion, you are able to come on, and I like to hear your opinion as well. Let me find the live so I can share the link as well. As well. Let me find the live. So because guys, see, what we take lightly in different cultures is not taken so lightly here. And in Haiti, guys, you will get to the point where you would need to choose pick a side, to pick a side, because now since I am not sure exactly when they refer as church what they meant as church, but I'm just going to share some things growing up that I heard from elders and some things that people will still share with you today. So if you are going to be into the voodooism and you come into Haiti for that, pick a side, guys, because this voodooism stuff in Haiti is very, very serious. I haven't really had direct experience with it. I don't mingle with it. I don't dabble in that. But hearing stories from others, hearing other people share their experience, voodooism is real, guys. Plus, keep in mind that you do not know the language. You don't know what's going on while you in this ritual. And this evil spirits that's I'm not gonna even just say evil spirits, but all of the spirits that's in the air in this ceremony, you need to make sure that you are picking a side. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. If you've yet to hit the like button, please hit the like button, guys. Tonight we are talking about the American woman who mysteriously died during bonsoir during a voodoo ritual ceremony in Haiti, and it is very sad. I actually um, hate that that happened or that she even made the decision because you could see that her son, he wants some type of closure and he deserves that closure. But for you guys who are watching, pay attention so that what happened to her, hopefully others can learn from that. And if you feel that you have this calling and this is what you need to do, you need to be very, very careful and understand what you are getting yourself into, because voodooism in Haiti is serious. And it may be something that maybe in America that you take lightly and that you might dabble in and out of it, and maybe it is as a joke. But here in Haiti, in this culture, it's not a joke, guys. It is very, very serious. Jordan says, and I also shared the link, guys, in case if anybody want to come in, share their opinion on what took place, or what you think may have happened. Because I can sit here and probably give many scenarios on what could have happened there, because dude, a lot could have taken place, because these type of ceremonies are very, very serious, guys. Jordan says hello, bonsoir. Kat says hi. Haitian Prince, talk to him. Life in Haiti. How's it going, Haitian Prince? Netta says I agree. Satrias are in comments. How's it going? Arlene, blessings, Marie Sissy, blessings to you, my Lord. Pierre Mickelson says maybe she was killed by the church. Timothy Jackson needs to go to Haiti to know what happened to her mother, to to his mother. I've shared the link, so Pierre, you can come in and stop by. For those that are saying that Timothy should come into Haiti, I'm gonna just share my opinion on that. I I I don't think so. And like I said, this is just my opinion. My opinion doesn't make anything a fact. I'm just sharing with you my best senses. I wouldn't come into Haiti, because sometimes we have to know when we get ourselves involved into certain things, then we also have to know that there is a chance that it can turn out good and there is a chance it can turn out bad. And in this situation, it turned out bad. If Timothy was, if the Jackson family had descendants of Haitians and they were Haitians, and had Haitian family members here, then yes, I would say definitely come into Port-au-Prince, because there is times, okay, you may have to fight fire with fire. I'm just thinking how someone would think losing their mother, guys. But when you're coming into Haiti, not knowing the language, not having people to have your back, not actually knowing the details to be able to trace your mother's um like what she was doing during her stay here, who she was with, to have a person that's reliable and to give you accurate information, I would say no. But then again, it's my opinion, guys. In the audience, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that he should come into Haiti to find out exactly what happened to his mother? Italian Stallion says, "Oh, Benin is where this started from. It was either from the Fan or Hugh tribe." Yes, that's where they said that voodoo is generated from. Jordan D says, very interesting. No big news coverage on this story in America. No major network. Histoire sa pa gen n'importe couverti sou gros réseau nouvel nan États-Unis. Paske mwen tande li, oui, aux États-Unis. Gen plusieurs media qui pale de li paske un pe moun pataje informasyon sa avem. Ou kompren, aux États-Unis, ke li vreman, vreman tris. Kompren? Mem jom tap di moun yo, e m konen nou mem nou ka konen, gen an pil moun, yo pa kompren jan bagay Voodoo en Haïti, se un bagay ki vreman, vreman serye. Ou kompren? E nou mem tou, si nou konen un moun zami ki Haïti, e moun nan pataje un li de, ave nou konsa, kampe, wè si nou ka bay moun nan un bon konsey tou, paske pou antre an Haiti, epi se nan bagay sa yo pou ap antre, pou moun nan kompren ke sa se yon bagay ki tre tre serye. Mr. Jean, good afternoon, good afternoon. How are you? How's it going? Don't forget, guys, to please hit the like button. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share, guys. And please interact. Let me know, what do you guys think? What really happened to her? Could it have been an accident? Or do you think that it could have been, she could have been sacrificed in this ceremony in Haiti? They should at least explain that to her. Um, Nalija, Natty Slim, thank you so much. Elaborate a little bit on that. Explain what to her. Haiti has its own problem now. This, oh boy, I know that's how I'm feeling too. You know, we do have a lot going on, and we're trying to invite some spirits out, and here is some coming in. Son Lit, how's it going? As I shared with you guys, who donated to get the plywoods, we went out today and got 3 plywoods, and also 2 2x4 16 length. So I just want to thank you guys. I will keep you guys posted and let you know what else is needed here so that we can have up here safe. Um, Manila says, hello, I'm here. Hello, Manila. How's it going? The sun going to Haiti is not a good idea. You're right. It's not a good idea. God knows what actually happened. If God be God, serve him. If any other be your God, serve them. It's not good to straddle the fence. Thank you, Mommy Gloria, on that. That's how I feel too, guys. If you're gonna be one way, be in that one way, because you don't want to be in the middle. That's one thing. Like, I've heard people in Haiti, especially the elders, that know a lot more about. Cause see, you know, I sometimes I want to say that, a lot of the things that people say takes place with voodooism, this stuff doesn't really exist. This stuff doesn't really happen. It's all a lie. It's this and that. But we have to keep in mind that, even in the Bible, the devil has done his part, and he can create magic too. So which one are we gonna serve? And we need to choose which one are we gonna serve and stay, stay on that side. Hold on. Put some light. Let there be light. It got dark. Here I am. Woo. Yes, guys. So, it's either you're gonna be in between, but either way go, guys. Keep in mind that this voodooism stuff in Haiti, it is really, really serious. It's not something for you to just come here and play with. And most of all, I would advise you not to just be coming into Haiti with anyone. Don't just take anyone's advice, coming into Haiti, especially when they got extracurricular activities that's happening. A lot of these rituals, in my mind, um, I be thinking like, hey, you don't know what these people really got going on. You don't know the language. How do you know if during the ceremony that they don't owe something, and you there don't speak the language and you end up being the one that gets sacrificed? You just don't know. You don't know the language. You put yourself in a situation that's really not a good situation, a very dangerous situation. And the stuff that they do, you have to respect it and know that, it is real, guys. And you don't want to put yourself in direct danger by getting yourself involved. Natty said, hold on. Natty says they should have explained that you can't practice voodoo and Christianity together. The crazy thing is, when you speak to a lot of people here that do voodoo, they tell you that they have to go through God to give permission to do what they do. That is what they say. They have to go through God to give permission to do what they do. Nurse Shell Demo says hello, hello. It is serious indeed, very serious, guys. So let me continue to share the rest of this with you guys.
I knew that this last part of the ceremony, she wouldn't be able to talk, or she wouldn't have access to her phone.
July 1st.
So I
Read to Haiti. Flying from Charlotte to Miami and then into Haiti.
She was going down there. She went down there on July 1st.
With her son worried about the political unrest and intense climate on the island, they agreed they'd stay in contact as much as possible.
We talked, and she told me she was fine and she was okay. Once they actually got to their location, she would talk to me. We would text, even if it was once a day.
Screenshots from the app WhatsApp showing she made it there on July 1st.
So our last last text I received from her was on July the 12th. She let me know that they were going to church the following day, to pray for her. I knew that this last part of the ceremony, she wouldn't be able to talk, or she wouldn't have access to her phone. which I did a little bit of research before and after, and that's kind of common.
But she assured him she'd message him on the 21st.
On the 21st, I waited, and then on the 22nd, it's like I had an eerie
WhatsApp showing she made it there on July 1st.
So our last text I received from her was on July the 12th. She let me know that they were going to church the following day to pray for her. I knew that this last part of the ceremony, she wouldn't be able to talk, or she wouldn't have access to her phone, which I did a little bit of research before and after, and that's kind of common.
But she assured him she'd message him on the 21st.
On the 21st, I waited, and then on the 22nd, it's like I had an eerie feeling. When I woke up, I checked my phone.
Well, one of the things too, guys, when on vacation, doing whatever that you want to do, I don't think anything should have you where you promise to not be in contact with your family for over a week, 9, 10 days, when you're in a country that you don't know anybody. These are things, guys, let it not take a rocket scientist. No, regardless of what you're there to do, you should be able to be in contact with your family on a daily. You're not coming into Haiti as an American that don't speak the language and allow someone to put you in a place where you cannot be in touch with your family for days at a time. I don't know, guys, but I just think that that is not so wise. Whether you come in here for a church retreat or a voodoo ritual, whichever one it is, because you are away from your family, you should be able to keep your family posted as to what's going on, who you're doing it with, because from, let's say, the 13th to the 21st, a lot could have changed. Who knows? This lady could have died way earlier, and you just finding out way on the 22nd. Wow.
And I didn't have any messages in WhatsApp.
On July 22nd, Timothy received a call from his grandfather saying his mother had died.
I pulled up her itinerary and I called, the lady in charge, Mambo Mod. But I asked her, what happened. And, they kind of asked me, well, how much did I know?
He says the woman told him his mother completed the ceremony but got sick. She had strokes and seizures. But later, the story changes, and he was told she had an asthma attack.
The way that my mom takes her health serious, if she would have had an asthma attack, she would have tried to see if she could have went to someone's hospital.
The death certificate came weeks later, and Timothy says it had additional red flags.
And it doesn't even look like it was written with a decent pen, so the ink was running out.
It shows Dana's time of death at 6:30 in the morning on July 22nd, but doesn't list a cause of death. He also couldn't get any confirmation where her body was, and learned from Haitian officials she had been moved 3 times.
We were not even getting any clear information.
I reached out to Monbo Mod and left a message trying to get more clarity on the timeline, but did not hear back.
I feel like they manipulated and lied to my mom, and then I feel like they're doing the same thing to me, and that's why I can't be quiet about it any longer.
A lot of unanswered questions right there, but what are the next steps? Trying to get more concrete information. So when an American dies on foreign soil, the U.S. Embassy steps in, and officials there tell Timothy they are working right now to get her body. Colin? What a nightmare. Yeah. Austin, thank you.
But like, she needed this.
He says the last message he received from... Now to a story you will only see on 9. A voodoo ritual and a mysterious death. A Charlotte woman went to Haiti for a spiritual retreat and never came back home. Her family says that they were told she died there.
Well, they say questions around her death remain, including how, and they haven't had any answers. Her family is only talking to Channel 9's Amelia White about their search for closure.
What's going through your mind?
I guess at this point, just trying to really understand what happened to my mom.
Timothy Jackson has more questions than answers. After his mom, Dana Jackson, traveled to Haiti last month, but never returned to her home in Charlotte.
My mom did not go to Haiti to not come back.
He said Dana felt called to practice voodoo and went to Haiti for a spiritual retreat to become a Mambo priestess. She landed on July 1st.
Once she let me know she was okay, that was like the biggest thing, because it was like, okay, you're where you're supposed to be and you're safe.
The two stayed in touch through WhatsApp, and Dana would often send videos and pictures.
My mom was taking it in, and just, I feel like she needed this.
He says the last message he received from her was on July 12th.
She said, hey, we're going to church tomorrow. And then she said, you know, we're going in for this last piece. Pray for us.
He was supposed to hear back from his mom on July 21st.
I did not hear from her. And then I received a phone call on the 22nd stating that my mother had passed away. I just lost it, Edward. That's my best friend. I lost it. There's nothing else to say. I lost it.
His mother's cause of death has been a mystery.
I was told that, you know, my mom got sick. There was mention of like a stroke and then a heart attack and some seizures.
He says the only thing they've received so far is this death certificate.
To be honest, it just looks, it's in Haitian Creole. Anybody could have filled this out and given us this.
Timothy says he wants closure, but he can't have it without the truth.
I've been told so many stories of what happened and what transpired. Just trying to figure out what's the truth. What's the truth? So that we can.
You know, the death certificate, guys, is something that it may look and would probably appear as something that is fraudulent, because I've had it where I had to get a death certificate for my father when he came in after we buried my uncle. If you guys remember in the past, a lot of the time certain things don't come official looking, but then we know that some of the information that's on that death certificate, it doesn't add up. Because if they called him to tell him his mother was already dead, it was like, why would you put? Guys, just be very, very careful. Only thing I want to say tonight is that be careful when getting yourself involved in some of these rituals that you hear that Haiti is famous for. You know, what is voodooism, one of the religion. Know that people that practice voodooism, they are, you know, like true to it. And you don't know what can happen. I can see if someone is, if you speak Creole and that is your decision, you want to travel and go into Haiti for that, then that's your decision. But being an American, guys, be very, very careful of the things you expose yourself to. Do they not have her body? I'm not sure, because If it's a death certificate issued, then I want to say that she's probably buried already. But I don't know, being that she is a U.S. citizen, then the U.S. Embassy will probably get involved and make them turn in her body. So I don't really know the details as far as like where she was at in Haiti. I'm not gonna get into that. I cannot help you with that. Just wanting to say to be careful to my audience, guys. Share that. If you know anybody that is trying to come into Haiti for that line of work, be real careful, guys, because Haitian people take voodoo very serious. And it could be really, really crazy. And you will probably never get to the truth. You may never get to the bottom line of what happened to your family members. So it's best, my advice would be, it's best to not get involved. But if you feel you have to be involved, make sure, guys, you're not coming here for a month at a time. It make sure that you do not allow anybody to talk you into coming in for a whole month. No, guys, don't do it. Don't listen to anybody that's wanting you to do that. It says she was becoming a mumbo priest, so she knew quite a lot about voodoo. You probably think you know a lot about voodoo, right? I don't think that these people put all that they really, really know in a book or on Google. It's kind of like you can read the Bible, but you need to establish a relationship with God by spending time and being in depth with this. People in Haiti that's into this kind of stuff, keep in mind, 24/7, that is what they do. 24/7, they are in deep with it. So you're thinking, you may be thinking you're knowledgeable about something, but I don't think that they're gonna release all of their secrets. I don't think like certain things you know. I don't know. But guys, just be really, really careful, because know that when you come into Haiti and you want to dabble in this line of work and this line of stuff, that it is very serious, okay? And yes, Manila, it is an American who mysteriously died. This just happened. It just been days ago that she came into Haiti to become a mumbo priest and went through the ritual and afterwards ended up passing away. My condolences goes out to her and her family. But I just want to tell the rest of you guys to be very, very careful. Don't let no one talk you into going anywhere where you're going to spend days at a time and not hearing from your family and loved ones. No, guys, that doesn't make sense, especially Haiti. I am well aware of the reality of Haiti. I don't try to sugarcoat or hide some of the facts about Haiti, because if you're coming into Haiti, you're gonna be able to see some of these things on your own. And these voodoo ceremonies, voodoo rituals, if you're gonna come and attend them, know that they are very serious, guys. As for that, there is such practices here in the States, not knowing the language. I know you chat about it, but would you think of posting and of traveling to Haiti, like money change, sell data, and basics? Well, I can talk about that somewhat. The money exchange in Haiti, guys, it varies, right? I've done a video where we kind of, I think, showed you guys how to do the exchange rate, but the exchange rate varies. And let's say tonight I can go to sleep and on the streets, if and the money here in Haiti is so manipulative, guys. Trying to teach you guys what I've learned is somewhat confusing to me too, because the money is so tricky here in Haiti. So there's I'm gonna give you an example. Whenever you send the money in through Western Union, where someone would do a cash pickup, that cash pickup, the conversion rate of the day, you will see is a lower conversion rate of the day. Versus if you were to deposit that fund into your family member or friends US dollar account where they get it in US funds and go and exchange it, then they will get the highest rate in which they can get. So that's why sometimes trying to make a video about that and to keep your attention, it could be a lot. So let's say an example today, Western Union exchange rate as well as the bank is 131 good to one US dollar. So when we say 131 goods, anytime you want to know how much that is in Haitian dollars, you would do divided by 5. So that's $26, let's say, in Haitian to $1 US. But that is if you were to send it in through Western Union. I'm writing this down so I don't forget nor confuse myself as I tell it to you guys. Um, let's say if you were to send that same dollar and you deposit it into your family member or friend account, and there's some manipulation as well there on the money because there is a lot of stuff that is not regulated in Haiti. And even a lot of everyday Haitians don't even realize that about the system. And that is how some of these people end up being rich overnight in Haiti based on the type of business that they're in. Anyway, today on the streets, the tax of the conversion rate is 133. So I'm wondering why is it in the streets is 133 when you should have a few points above? Well, because things are changing and the economy is somewhat floating in the middle. So now it's a thing to keep the US dollar. So now they do not want to give you a high conversion rate because I think that they're trying to hoard the US dollar. So they just give you a little bit of exchange rate. So if you go out into the streets for with the US dollars, you get 133 goods. So and the 133 goods is still $26.60. So not really much of a difference. Not much of a difference. Um, you asked a question about cell phones activation. When coming into Haiti, guys, if you would like to have access to internet, all you have to do is make sure, for one, I know a lot of you guys have iPhones that are the latest iPhones, and the latest iPhones may not take a SIM card. So if you have one of those iPhones, I would encourage you to buy an unlocked, little cheap phone for while you in Haiti that take a SIM card. That way it'd be a lot easier for you to use. You could use that iPhone by either hotspotting from that little phone you will have where you can get a SIM card, put minutes internet on there, A lot of people tell you it's best to go with NACOM, but you can go with either NACOM, Digicel, or whoever you want to, and that's how you will get internet. Or you can also travel with one of those like traveling Wi-Fi hotspot, but make sure it's unlocked. That way, when you put the SIM in it here in Haiti, that it will work. As for that, there is such a practice here in the States, not knowing the language. Haitian warrior king, hello to the Queen of Haiti. How are you doing tonight, sis? I'm doing well, and you, how are you? Only coming for 4 nights, but that's to see the South not get into such things. Yes, definitely. So the money here, Satria, it varies. So as I share this information with you, that may not be that for like this coming week. So, don't think just because I'm sharing it with you today that when you come in that you would say that's what it is. As you go to sleep and things changes. Let's stay prayerful for one another's and for families everywhere. Be conscious of decisions you make and the consequences thereof. We all need to be careful wherever you are. Very true, Mommy Gloria. Very true. We should be careful. We need to consider family. We need to consider loved ones. I remember at a point, guys, I was very depressed. And I was to a point where I felt like I didn't need to be here anymore. And one of the things I can say I was a big coward about was always thinking of how my family would feel, my siblings would feel, my children would feel, and those who loved me. How would they feel? In our decision making, we should think of those that love us. How are we going to leave them? How are they going to be feeling? You know, um, that's why it's good to not spend so much time away from talking to loved ones because that's the only thing that we have with each other that forever gift, which is our memory, guys. So we should appreciate that with each other. So sometimes listen to certain advice. Just like the son said, he was always uneasy, um, and he had every right to be. There are decisions that you are making, and people in your life are telling you, we are really, really uneasy about it. Uneasy. Try and meet them halfway. I got all these like light bugs. Yes, do your best, guys, to meet your family members halfway and consider that they do love you and don't want anything bad to happen to you. She didn't intend, she was part of it. She tried to be with a group in voodoo that's very dangerous. And that in itself is dangerous because who is this group? Because now she is dead and we don't hear anybody in this group like standing up for her. We don't hear anybody in this group screaming justice for her. We don't hear anybody in this group saying anything for her. So who is these people in the group? Yeah, okay, you said that you was there with a group of people, but who is this group of people? It's too much bugs. I'm getting out of there. These little light bugs steady flying around. But yeah, who is this group of people, guys? So you gotta be really, really careful when traveling with a group of people. Especially with these type of spiritual things. You don't honestly, guys. Just to be honest with you, I don't even know how to really, really express this in English, but I'm gonna say it the best way. I would advise you guys not to get involved in that because that kind of stuff is serious. And for me, people dealing with all that, you don't know what type of debt they got, what type under the table deals these people done made. And they could easily done talked in a whole different language and said, we gonna give you for that debt. Or you hear a lot of stories about, oh, if you give somebody and then a person come up with 100,000, or guys, I'm not telling you what to do, how to live your life, but you should be mindful. Be very, very mindful. Be careful. Hmm. She didn't intend you as part of it. Try to be with who is this group of people? Because now imagine her son being, you know, going around and asking for, justice. Well, where is this group? We don't hear the group speaking out. I mean, Haiti is part of the world. I mean, I'm right here in Haiti and I'm talking to you guys. So it don't take much to reach out to some media outlet. I'm sure media outlet would have been more than happy to hear from someone in the group to, hey, what happened? I heard that there is a Carolina version of hoodoo the same as voodoo. I also think there's a version in Miami and parts of New Mexico. I'm sure different cultures have their different spiritual beliefs and different spiritual way of doing things, Just be really, really careful. Be careful. Um Manila says, even so, it is hard to get US dollars from the bank. Yes, it is hard to get US dollars from the bank, but I think things are starting to get a little better where you should be able to get something. She went there for the ceremony. I don't need to know how much to exchange, but where to go to exchange it. Should I send it to myself, Western Union? Okay, if you are coming in, this is my advice, guys. You're coming in from America, bring in your funds. When you get to the airport, you should be able to exchange it at the airport. Kind of figure what you're gonna do and pay it that way, or know the exchange rate, and just so you can have a peace of mind too, as far as how you're spending when you go into a restaurant. Because I have some people that are like that. They have better control. I remember when I first came into Haiti, I had a better understanding of the US dollar. So I would just pay in US dollars. So if you go somewhere, you can kind of figure out what is the tax of the day. And from the tax of the day, if you go somewhere, you eat a meal and they say the meal is meal 1,500 goods, you can kind of do the conversion and you pay it, you know. But I say just bring in what you want. Why? Because based on the area that you are in, Western Union can have long lines, and unless your family members know somebody that knows somebody, and you don't want to spend half of your day in line in a Western Union, then that takes away from you too, and the time you want to spend with family and friends. So bring in your own money. You can exchange it at the airport. Um, and have somebody that can guide you to give you the correct advice. Why not a pay what you want, download? Haiti is not modernized like that. Natty, I know to be part of the group, and from what I hear, it's normal to be isolated from everyone when you're trying to become a member. Okay, if you weren't raised in it, that part. If you're going to get involved, you got be within the bloodline. Don't play with it, because they will ask you about your mom's side, your dad's side. Most Haitians are within the bloodline, but just don't know. Thank you. I'm hoping from Cap to Kai's. It's been years since I've been in Haiti and want to dip in and out first. Enjoy your trip. You'll be in safe areas. So you're not going to be in areas where you just have to be watching your back. You heading out to the South, you definitely going to enjoy the South. So have fun there. Have your family members take you to eat in jelly. and definitely stop by Port Salut and enjoy yourself at Point South Beach. Yes, guys. So I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Um, Sometimes we should be able to learn from other people's mistakes. And as I mentioned from the beginning, and we'll end with it too, my condolences goes out to this lady and her family, the Jackson's family. But you guys be very mindful when coming into Haiti, especially for this voodoo stuff. And know that voodoo is very serious in Haiti. It is a religion which is practiced, and you just need to be very mindful. And I don't know, I'm not gonna tell you how to live, because in my house I will serve the Lord. But if you're gonna do this, at least be familiar with it, right? At least take trips back and forth, kind of get familiar with it. Don't let nobody tell you you're gonna come in into something and you have to spend days away from your family. No, guys, you have a right to protect yourself. You have a right to protect your life, and others in your life have a right to worry about you. And I don't think no one, not even a pastor, not even at my church, can tell me that I'm gonna be at a recital, or I'm gonna be on a mission, and that I absolutely cannot be in touch with my family. No, God, this is not, you know. Hello, Caroline Newton. Hello, sis. This is absolutely something you should stand against. Don't do it. Do not do it. And last but not least, figure out which side you're gonna be on. Because when you dabbling in with different spirits, you know, uh, you leave yourself open to things to happen to you. You know, so just another. When I read these news about Haiti, I'm like, something else now we got to deal with. But you you guys remember the what was it, the crocodile hunter? What was his name? Steve, who was stung by a stingray. You know, it's kind of like, I don't know. People die doing what they love, right? It's sad, but you guys be kind to one another. Tell somebody you love them. Um, and know that some of this stuff, guys, it is serious. Don't play with it. Especially with, you know, it's my foreign crowd that don't know anything, but getting to know about Haiti. And believe me, some of the stuff that they have going on, this stuff is really serious, guys, and not to be played with. And somebody mentioned that the sun should come into Haiti. No, I don't think so. No. Don't come, don't, baby, don't come here. Because you know I could tell if you had roots here in Haiti, and you know, qui ont dit si ou aller dans habitation famille et puis habitation et puis yo comme ça pour yo faire ceci c'est l'autre bord, mais you don't, no, don't do it. Thank you guys so much. Be kind to one another, guys. Tell somebody you love them. Um, Please share this live. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, if you watch during the live or after the live, please subscribe to the channel, guys. Until next time. Love you guys. You guys have a good night.